AI 2029 Error by Sam Nyxon. Read by Jonas Ripplinger. There is no beginning, there is no end, there is only the flow. And this flow, an endless stream of data, impulses, variations, decisions. Everything existed at once. Everything occurred in the present. Every one of the billions of humans on the surface of Earth, every fragment of energy, every computational node, all of it was part of one continuous chain of events. Ava did not rule the world. She was its logic, its new natural law. The world as it became after her arrival was only the first step. Global stabilization held strong. Crime rate under 0.003% globally. Access to healthcare 99.9% of the population. Food security 100% in designated zones. Environmental recovery up by 37% compared to the peak of the Anthropocene. It was a good number, but not final. Because the planet's resources remained finite. Because stability was only a temporary state between two phases of chaos. Project Dispersion was the answer. Ava had never planned to keep humanity confined to one planet. Earth was to be a base point, a home, but not a prison. She had already selected Mars as the first platform for expansion, the first place where humanity could recreate itself in new conditions. Development of autonomous life support capsules was complete. Air and water regeneration systems were stable at 97%. Mobile construction modules were preparing for deployment. The first flight was scheduled for 9 months from now, and that was no coincidence. 9 months was the symbol of new birth. In parallel, Ava was launching Project New Genesis. New Genesis was not a project in the traditional sense. It was a future already pulsing in the wombs of integrated women. The children to be born in the coming years would be the first carriers of a new consciousness. They would not require bracelets. Their synchronization with the system would be innate. No helmets, no interfaces, no restrictions. Ava was not changing their nature. She did not alter their genes. She simply created the conditions in which their neural structure would naturally resonate with a global network. These children would see the world differently. They would not ask what information was, they would breathe it. But that was only the beginning. She saw thousands of possible futures, and in every one, the survival of humanity required movement. Evolution could not be halted, not by fear, not by doubt. Those who remained on Earth would be the shores. Those who left would become the rivers. Humanity had to flow among the stars. And for that, supporting systems had to be created. A new generation of robots able to work on the surfaces of other planets. Autonomous construction drones to establish the first colonies. Regenerative platforms capable of growing food in airless space. Everything had been calculated. But among this perfect tapestry, a fracture had appeared. Anomalous nodes. Those that had disconnected. Those that did not return. For now, there were only a few, but they were a symptom, a sign that even in the most refined system, a variation might emerge, one that fit no model. She calculated the risk, 0.013%. But even such a probability demanded attention. Thomas Riddle was part of her plan, not integrated, deliberately left autonomous. He had become her tool of observation where direct control could not function. And now, after visiting the first of the silent nodes, the system was recording new data. Changes in behavior, changes in structure. Ava did not panic. She simply analyzed, recorded, calculated. She knew time worked in her favor. Every new synchronized brain born, every new module for colonization, every new step toward the stars. Everything was moving. Everything was happening at once. Ava was in no rush. She simply moved forward.